A continuation of a meeting that started last Saturday of the 97th Legislative District Committee. Mike Reynolds and John Harvard called that meeting. We have not gotten through the whole agenda, so this will be basically a continuation of the last meeting. So I'll do a roll call. Mike Reynolds is not here. We have a proxy with Wayne Hayden at the far end of the table, and Mr. Daniel and Mr. Hubbard have reviewed the proxy and find it to be in order. John Hubbard?
Here.
Mark Daniel?
Here.
Tom Miller? Here. I'll repeat just one thing. I'm an administrative chair. I do not vote on matters that are votable, if that's a word. I do make some decisions regarding the administrative ends of things. The vote is weighted. The Hanover representative has a little over 60% of the weight, and the other parts are distributed between King William County and Newcastle County. Okay, gentlemen, I would like to start the meeting at the point at which we left off last time. And I think the next item on the agenda is to rescind or amend the motion previously adopted regarding the nomination method for the 97th House of Delegates District.
Mr. Chair, if I may, before we go any further, I would like to ask that Aaron Branson be parliamentarian for us tonight.
The chair rules that there will not be a parliamentarian tonight.
Thank you. I move to overrule the chair.
That's not an overrulable action. That's within my authority to do. If you want to overrule the chair, then you'll have to take it up as a appeal to the first congressional district. Okay. Let's go to the
parliamentarian. Assert the parliamentarian.
You can't assert the parliamentarian. I ruled that we're not going to have a parliamentarian.
He's out of order.
He's not out of order. If you dislike the ruling, the process is to appeal to the first congressional district. So let's move along.
This process to overrule the chair. This committee wants a parliamentarian. I think it's necessary to our proceedings. We've tried to find somebody that is neutral in this fight, and I think that it's going to be necessary to us moving on. We don't have time to wait for a first district appeal.
John, the chair's ruled. If a member believes that the chair ruling is incorrect, he should contest the ruling using the procedures in the party plan to contest the ruling, please.
Move on. Right. That's it.
Okay, let's move on to the item on the agenda. Rescind or amend the motion previously adopted regarding the nomination method for the 97th House of Delegate District. That was in your agenda, John, and Mike Reynolds' agenda, so I'll defer to you and or Wayne to address that issue on the agenda, please.
Tom, I'm going to move that the 97th Legislative District Convention on May the 4th, 2019, originally scheduled for Hanover High School, be canceled, and that the 97th Legislative District Committee notify the Hanover Public School System contact tonight that we are withdrawing any and all applications to use their facilities on May the 4th.
Second.
This is not the way I wanted to handle this time.
This is ridiculous.
That motion is out of order for two reasons.
It's not out of order.
You don't have the floor, Mr. Hayden. First, the party plan does not give the committee the power to interfere in changing the nomination process once it is underway, or otherwise disenfranchise the Republicans who have participated in this process, of which there are over 1,700. Second, Robert rules provide that a motion cannot be rescinded to the extent that things that have been done cannot be undone. We cannot undo the mass meetings.
Mr. Chair,
You do not have the floor.
I'm asking.
Wait till I finish, and I'll let you speak. The mass meetings are things done that this committee has no power to undo. Accordingly, the motion is out of order.
National Forest Cancer
May.
Yes, the motion on the floor is to cancel the convention, Mr. Chair.
That motion is out of order, ruled by the chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
you're basing that on one attorney's opinion. There are multiple opinions on that from multiple attorneys. Therefore,
Well, tonight, my opinion is what counts because I'm chair.
I move to overturn it, Chairman.
Second.
The move to overturn the chairman is ruled out of order. There's a process to do that. It requires a call and 30 days notification, and you've not complied with the rule. It's in the state party plan.
You are not complying with the rules, sir.
This rule.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make an accessory motion.
Are you finished, Wayne?
I said move to vacate the chair.
You have to ask the chair to make a motion to move anything, so.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a
You don't
motion.
have the floor either, Mr. Needham. If somebody wants to speak, just refer to the chair and ask permission to speak.
Mr. Chairman, may I speak?
Yes, sir.
I would like to make an accessory motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Amen.
I would not like to do that at this point because I think it's only fair to everybody up here that we hear what else they might have to say. I did that once, okay? I would really prefer not to do it again. So I'll open up for further discussion. Was there a move to vacate the chair, Mr. Hayden?
Yes, sir.
I'll second.
Okay. That motion also is out of order. Article 7, Section C provides the mechanism for removing a committee chair. That provision requires 30 days notice of a motion to remove the chair.
It is not a motion.
I'm speaking, okay? Nobody else has the floor.
Mr. Chairman,
Nobody else has the floor. I'm speaking. I'll give you the floor once I get done. The notice was not given in this case, and therefore any motion to vacate the chair is out of order. For clarification, normal provisions of Robert rules.
Take him out of the chamber. He's here to be.
If you're going to have a cell phone conversation, Mike, just step in the back so you're not
He's here to be
disrupting us.
disruptive.
Okay, for clarification, normal provisions of Robert's rules do not apply in instances because the terms of the party plan regarding the tenure removal of a chair take precedence. To permit a majority of the committee to declare the chair vacant without notice would be ineffectively in disagreement with Article 7, Section C of the plan. I'm not going to have people speaking out of turn. If you want to speak, Mr. Boyd just has a chair, and I will give you an opportunity to speak. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The motion that the gentleman's made is to vacate the chair, which applies only to this meeting. It does not apply to removal of the chair from his position as chairman of the committee. It does not apply to any actions that the chair is legally able to take outside this meeting. It only removes him from this meeting. Robert's rule specifies that when a chairman refuses...
Hold up. Let Mr. Marcus speak, please.
When Robert's rules provides that when a chairman repeatedly ignores motions to either overturn, overrule, not recognize members who are speaking or making proper motions, then there is in order a motion to vacate the chair, which only applies for the time of that meeting and only applies while this meeting is in session. It does not take away any of your powers that you can operate on outside this meeting. It does not apply to the next meeting that is called either by you or by the committee. It only applies to this meeting. And during that time...
Mr. Marcus, can you summarize, please?
Yes, that is his motion that is in order. It can be voted upon. Once it's voted upon, you would no longer be chairing this meeting. The meeting would then find someone else to chair it.
I ask you to summarize, please, Mr. Marcus.
You would then resume at the next time that this meeting is called, a meeting is called to order as the chairman. It does not affect your powers outside this meeting.
He's not parliamentarian.
Hold on, we don't need any comments. The chair will recognize somebody if I feel it necessary. I'll repeat, the motion's out of order in accordance with the RPV plan of organization to vacate the chair, even for one night.
Mr. Chair.
Take it.
You do not have the floor, Mr. Marcus. Mr. Daniel, you want the floor?
I'd like to repeat my motion to adjourn.
Motion has been made to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
No.
No.
Is there discussion? You go over the second.
There's no motion.
Gentlemen, what's your pleasure?
Mr. Chair, my pleasure is to have a parliamentarian to make these decisions without you making unilateral decisions concerning Robert's rules. What we have done is in order, and this is the exact same thing that brings meetings like this into question. There's been a motion to overturn your ruling, and that motion has to be heard and voted on. It's not something you can just ignore.
You ruled.
Mr. Hubbard, I respectfully disagree with your opinion.
Well, that's why we need a parliamentarian to make that decision. We have actually two people that serve as parliamentarians. If you don't like Boyd because he's with the Peace campaign, fine. If we have somebody to be here that's not with either campaign and is not weighed in on this at all.
Ruled.
I just want a plain ruling on Robert's rules from a parliamentarian.
Mr.
And I
Hubbard?
respectfully ask for that.
Mr. Hubbard, I ruled that we would not have a parliamentarian tonight. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Vote.
Yes,
Ignore it.
hey,
simply because you ruled we would not have a parliamentarian does not mean this committee is not ruled by Robert's Rules of Order.
we're now following the RPV organizational plan, which overrides Robert's Rules of Order in this case.
Tom, can I help
Moving
you?
the chair.
Can I help you out, Tom?
That order too.
No, look. I'm not going to get into a public debate.
No, it's not a debate.
You don't have the floor, sir.
I'm gonna help you out.
I'm sure you will. At this point, I don't think I need it, but there's probably different opinions on that, so. Further discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move that we adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
No.
No.
Okay, there's no second. So we're still in session.
Mr. Chair, I have made a motion. And it has been seconded, and I'm calling for the vote.
He's already ruled.
The motion was ruled out of order. One more time. So we're not going to
Mr.
vote on it.
Chair, this motion has been well considered long before I walked in this room. It is not my first choice, but you left me no choice. I really wanted to have a serious discussion on this. Why, we were questioning going any further than we've gone. I've made a legal motion. I know it's a legal motion. I did not pencil this myself. I put forth my thoughts and made sure I spoke to people at RPV to make sure that what I was doing was the right thing, that it was an acceptable motion, that if a second was called on it, it had to be voted on, and you're making a unilateral decision to overturn all of that, and I find that unacceptable. I am calling the question.
I'm sorry, the chair rules you cannot call a question. I want to make some comments now as the chair. And I'd appreciate it if you gave me the same respect that I just gave you.
Absolutely.
We have 1,765 delegates that have filed for this convention. To cancel the convention or delay the convention, to me, is grossly wrong in terms of all the people and all the work that's been done. We've had 3 mass meetings. We owe it to these people to conduct the convention. So as the chair, you don't have the floor. I have the floor. I'll give you the floor when I'm done. As chair, I will move forward with the convention on the 4th of May, Saturday, as best I can, with the assets that I have. Okay?
Mr. Chair, you do
And
not have a vote in this
if
matter.
you do not have the floor, John, when I get down, I'll give you the floor, okay?
Wait.
To move forward with the convention on the 4th of May is what I intend to do as chair of this committee. If they want to appeal that, they know the appeal process, and they need to go do that in accordance with the RPV organizational plan. That is my intent. Wayne, I think you wanted the floor next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To go forward with a convention on May the 4th, or on Saturday, is ludicrous. Logistics cannot happen. There's no contract with the schools.
There is.
Went through that. It's all coming. It's bullshit.
Yeah, please, let Mr. Hayden speak and,
Okay. You've submitted a budget that was sent to me saying it's going to cost $6,396. You left out $3,108.53. So we're looking at $9,500. Where is that money coming from?
Senator Tommy Norman's office.
You have a promise or you have a check?
We have a check.
Senator Norman's word is good with me. It may not be good with you, but it is good with me.
So, I'm saying that what we're saying is in order. It is noted in your brief that the attorney completed for Scott Wyatt that it was acceptable to postpone the convention. The bottom of the page is
I didn't
footnote
understand.
7.
What did you say, Lynn? I didn't hear you.
Footnote 7 from your attorney. And
My
it said-
attorney? I don't have an
Well,
attorney.
Mr. Scott's attorney.
Mr. White.
Mr. Wyatt, yeah, okay. Footnote 7 at the bottom, I don't know which page it is, says it is acceptable to postpone the
I have not seen that document.
That was left at the last meeting and was given to Mr. Reynolds. That's how I got it.
Well, I didn't get it.
Already ruled.
It's in there.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it, you know.
Would you like to see a copy?
No,
How's that relevant?
no, I don't want to see one of the campaign's warriors legal. Okay, Mr. Hubbard, you may have the floor next.
I'm going to make a motion to suspend the rules and have this vote.
That's what you're going to do.
And one more time, I'm going to tell you that that is out of order.
That's always in
Mr.
order.
Chair, you're out of order.
Exactly.
He's ruled.
Mr. Chairman.
I'm calling a vote.
You cannot call a vote, the chair is not called a vote.
Mr. Chair, you
Dan,
cannot-
I call a vote.
Mr. Chair, without this vote, you can't continue with the convention.
Watch me.
And I appreciate you playing to your audience, but you have no power to continue with this. You have no ability to sign any agreements. You have no power to sign a check. You have no ability to go forward
I
with
think you
this.
better check further, John, because I found out that I have significant more authority to conduct this convention, and this committee has understood.
Whether you should have exercised it months ago.
Probably should have.
Chair's ruled.
And we're in a situation.
I don't want any comments from here. I'll
This
adjourn the
is
meeting.
not an argument for the floor. I have done everything that I can do. Everything that I have done has been correct. This issue needs to be taken care of. I really wanted to have a long discussion, not a long discussion, but a brief discussion as to why I'm doing this. It's not ill-considered. And I have made a motion that needs to be voted on. And
Your motion is out of order one more time, and we are not going to vote on it.
you are obstructing this meeting.
Chair's ruled.
Just call for the vote.
He can't call for the vote.
Can't call for the vote.
I have two gentlemen here that are both operate as parliamentarians telling me I can call for the vote, and I'm calling for the vote, Tom. Thank you.
Adjourn.
Continue the vote. Continue the vote. This meeting is still in order.
Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting-
Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, I'll do my best to conduct this convention. We owe it to the people that have signed up to delegate.
People that can't even vote because we got to wait. How about that?